Hi guys, I am Mikirose Garoes, also known as simply Mikirose, and I am a Namibian comedic actress and musician. I am the middle child. I come from a very big, loving family, very Namibian, so sometimes we're out of order, but you know, what can you do? And I'm a middle child. I have a lovely older sister who's a boss lady. And I have a younger brother who is a very intelligent young man. And yes, my dad was actually a politician. His name was Moses Garoes. Unfortunately, he died a few years back. Very funny man, somewhat controversial. A lot of you may know. But for me, he was just my father and very funny man. He was known in the family as kind of the clown. A lot of people might not know that bit of trivia. But, and I think that's where I get my funny bone, I guess. He was comedic and I'm kind of a jokester and a prankster. That's what they say. Yes, and I went to Emma Primary School. Then I moved on to Delta. And, oh, you gotta rewind it, take it back. Actually, I was one of the GDR kids. So, shout out to all the GDR kids. I'm one of the GDR kids. We were there obviously during the liberation struggle, and after independence I came back, went to international school for about 2-3 years, I don't even remember, and then Emma Wogenoot, and then Delta Secondary School, DOSW. And yes, and then after that I moved to America to study music initially, because that's always what I wanted to do and I still do it. But being in Los Angeles where I studied, obviously you fall into the trap and you get bit by the acting bug. So I did the whole acting thing. I studied for a while and apparently I excelled in comedy, and it was the time of Vine and YouTube was coming up. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and give this comedy thing a go. And yeah, I started a few years back, and since I've moved back to Namibia, I've just continued, and right now I'm doing a movie in South Africa and things are going good, and I just hope I can be an inspiration to other Namibian youngsters that want to do this but don't really know how to go about it, what it takes, and you know how you can pursue that passion. Even though Namibia is a very small movie and entertainment industry, we're getting there. It's a lot better than it was back in the day. So that's me in a nutshell. It's actually very hard to explain acting without sounding pretentious or making it sound like this esoteric, you know, thing that's out of reach. But the easiest way to explain it, it's basically looking inside yourself. Oh my God, that sounds so corny. Okay, it's looking inside yourself and using that pain, whatever it was in your life. It's called like association, I guess. So you just maybe think of a painful thing that happened when you were 5 years old, your dog died, your grandmother passed away, and you can use that feeling, that genuine feeling that you felt in that moment, and apply it to whatever scene that you're playing with. How hard is it to get a role in a movie, in a sort of significant movie? Pretty damn hard, to be honest. But so many other factors play into it. Sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's just you just have the right look, sometimes you just happen to have the right height. So with auditioning, it's a little bit funny, and that's actually where you really need to have thick skin. Because sometimes you're good, you're really good, but maybe you're just too short for the part. Or sometimes, you know, again, you're good, but it's like, you know, her hair isn't right, or it can be something really ridiculous that could stop you from getting the part. So it's hard, but it's kind of tough to say, because some roles you're just meant to play. Your personality is close to the character, so you can pull it off immediately. And so it just depends on the role, whether it's the right time for you, whether you understand the character, whether you did enough preparation, whether you've personally experienced whatever the character's going through in your own life. So it really just depends. Has a lot to do with luck and preparation. The hardest things for me have been probably losing some of the people who were closest to me in my life. I've lost the people who really shaped who I am and encouraged me to do what I'm doing today. People very, very close to my heart early on in my life kind of unfortunately had to go back home. And it makes me nostalgic when I look back thinking about where they would be today, and to see how their words and how their shaping of me have gotten me to where I am today. So, things like that. Okay, so what is being in the States compared to like entertainment wise as opposed to here? I mean, obviously it's a world of difference. Obviously more people there. America's the giant entertainment. We all know this. And in Namibia, I've seen that it's gotten a lot better than it used to be. When I first left, it was basically non-existent. Very few people actually went out to see plays or even movies. But now it's very much different, very better, very better. What kind of English is that? It's a lot better. And my sister actually mentioned a very good point, and I think it's a generational thing. The reasons why entertainment here is slowly starting to become bigger. Because back in the day when we were younger, obviously it was the older generation doing their thing, and they're not as into that stuff as we are. And so as we're coming up and we're getting older and running the workforce, we're bringing our loves with us: theater, media, movies, film, cinema, and all of that stuff, music. That's what I think about that. I tell jokes. It's a joke. Did you know that if you say beer and can in an English accent, it sounds like you're saying the word bacon in a Jamaican accent? Beer can. I told you, this is what I do. I do jokes. But yes, that is my bread and butter. No matter what else is going on, I do music, I do movies here and there. But I always come back to sketch comedy because that's my love. That's where I feel most alive. And you can catch all of those mainly on my Instagram. That's me being me. Mikirose doing Mikirose. Instagram, Mikifine. Please check it out. Hopefully you guys will love it. I think you will. Favorite place in Namibia? Mad corny, but Swakop. Love Swakop. I love the coast. I love the dunes. There's a serenity and a peacefulness that I feel every time I'm there, no matter what I'm going through. Swakop is just everything. And I think a part of me has always liked gloomy, kind of dark, morose weather. So Swakop provides that, but still gives you a little bit of the African sun and the dunes. And I just have such great memories of my childhood, going there with my family. A lot of my family and friends still live in Swakop or Office Bay, so it's just immediate joy. Never give up. Honestly, that's really what separates the winners from the losers. Just don't stop. Don't ever stop, because if you do, you're gonna be 90 and you're gonna be sitting in a chair pissed off at yourself, thinking, man, if I just went for one more year, if I just went for one more day. So really, just don't stop. And then believe in what you do, and have passion about what you do. Just it has to be something that you would want to do even if you never got paid for it. That's how you can kind of know what your dream is like. You have to ask yourself, if I wasn't getting paid, or if I can't get a Escalade or a crib out of this, would I still want to do this? And if your answer is yes, push. We're alive in a time where social media, where you can make an entire business, you can build an entire empire off of social media, just getting your product out there. So what a time it is to be alive. So take advantage of that and think about the fact that our parents, our grandparents, most likely the black ones, if they were really, really talented, but if they were poor And that was usually it. They had no outlet unless you got signed by some great record label, which is like 1 in a million. But now we have the resources to do this ourselves. We don't even need record labels anymore. With my dad, it's not so much what he said, although he was really funny. I don't remember like a particular thing he said, but I've always been an observer and I believe myself to be a sponge. So with him, just watching him always taught me to always be my authentic self. Just like him, sometimes I can be a little controversial, say things that are not appropriate, but it's who I am. And he made me okay with being who I am, with all my flaws, with all the craziness about me. It's okay. Own who you are and be proud of it and embrace it, you know? And don't be shy about it. Don't try and dim your light so other people will feel comfortable. Just be you. If you're crazy, own you're crazy. If you're loud, own you're loud. If you're shy, own you're shy. And my mom, kind of the same thing. Well, one of the important lessons, always say thank you and clean underwear. You must wear clean underwear, my child. And also with her, kindness, because she's literally the most kind person I know, sometimes to a fault. And she taught me compassion, you know, how to love unconditionally. That's one thing that I got from my mom and that I see in her every day, that I see in myself too. God, I sound so sappy. What I love most about my Namibia, my child, Namibia. I love the people, honestly. First and foremost, it's the people, really. I've said this 1,000 times and I will say it 1,000 more times. Namibian people are the funniest people on earth. I just think we are naturally humorous. We're naturally humorous. And the funny thing is that I don't even think sometimes we realize how comical and intriguing we are as a people. Maybe that's what makes it more special. In fact, we are just so funny. Whether I'm sitting, you know, at Kapana with friends, or I'm out, you know, having dinner with friends at a house, at a restaurant, chilling with some family in the Tura. I mean, whichever situation I'm in, I always come out with belly laughs. I just think we're amazing, charming, wonderful, wonderful people. We're not perfect, don't get me started, but we're keeping it positive. I just love Namibian people and our charisma and our humor. And yeah, we're awesome. We kick ass.